What's going on, people? Ben here from Bateman Talks Tottenham. We are back after the international break with another video of my dad, Paul.
Hi.
Where we'll be previewing the game against Fulham tomorrow, where Spurs hopefully go top of the league again for the rest of the week. Initial thoughts on the game?
Well, just looking forward to getting back there and seeing them playing again, because they've done well in international duty. Yeah,
obviously it's our first evening game of the season, proper 8 o'clock kick-off Monday evening. Different scenario, but I don't think it'll make any difference personally. I think Spurs will be full of energy. Atmosphere in the stadium is usually better at evening games, even though the atmosphere in the stadium has been phenomenal this season. But it's typically better at evening games, isn't it? So you'd like to think that'll spur them on.
Yeah.
You'd hope.
And only a few days to the next game.
Yeah, with Monday, Friday being a very weird scheduling. Don't know how fair that is. A lot of clubs complain that having Wednesday, Saturday. Well, Monday, Thursday is pretty rubbish, isn't it?
Well, Monday, Friday, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Monday, Friday, yeah.
Yeah, without international or other European competitions.
Yeah, I guess right. There's the point. We can't really complain when this is probably the only time that's going to happen to us all season. So it's a very good argument. But obviously it'll be interesting to see how we cope without Bissouma, who obviously got that yellow card against Luton.
Yeah, he reckons
2 yellows.
The obvious choice is Højbjerg.
Yeah, so I expect Højbjerg to come back in. And it's also great to see Rodrigo Bentancur back in training though, isn't it?
Yes, will he be on the bench? I doubt it.
Yeah, be interesting to see. Obviously, an ACL is a massive injury and can sometimes take players a long time to recover from, or sometimes players are never the same. I think Virgil van Dijk a couple of years ago, don't get wrong, Virgil van Dijk is still a world-class defender, but is he at the level he was before that injury? I'm not too sure.
Maybe not.
And that's the same with a lot of players with such a long ACL injury. But if he is back on the bench, it'd be a great sight to see, won't it?
Yeah, it would.
And some of the clips of him in training linking up with Maddison have been brilliant. Oh, really? So it's looking like he's getting some sort of sharpness back to him, but actual game fitness is going to take a long time with that sort of injury. But things are on the up, aren't they?
Yeah, very much so.
And obviously that's going to be necessary with the African Cup of Nations in January and February, where Sarr and Bissouma will be off. So if we can steadily build him back up to fitness now, I think that's going to be crucial, isn't it?
That's right. And of course we might lose Højbjerg in January, but there might be somebody else coming in.
Yeah, definitely. And then sort of onto Fulham, you'd like to think we'd get a win. They've not had their best season so far, Fulham. They've been okay in defence, but rather toothless up front at times. And you never know, a former Spurs, Carlos Vinicius, could chip in with a goal, couldn't he?
Yes, he could.
He has scored a couple for them this season. And I don't think they've ever really recovered from the Mitrovic leaving to Saudi Arabia. I think he's been a big loss for them, taking away a lot of goals and his general play. So I think, to be honest, for me, it's a case of how many we can keep out of our net. And as long as we're clinical, I personally think we should feel confident going into the game. Whether we actually win is another thing, but I think we should feel confident.
Yeah, definitely.
Based on all those factors we've talked about, what do you think is going to be the score?
I'm going to go for an optimistic 3-0.
Oh, that is optimistic. I'm going to go for a 3-1. 3-1. I think Fulham might get one, but I think ultimately we will come through and get the win. I think it could be a game where there's a couple of nervy moments, but generally I think we should be confident that we can get a good result and that we should perform very well. Hopefully we'll have high energy. You never know, sometimes coming out of an international break, sometimes players can be a bit rusty, but I think personally we have the quality to beat them, and we've got to hope that we can, really. And
the desire, because they're really keen to get back playing together.
Yeah, and you see Romero, he's had some sort of fitness problems with an ankle injury over the international break, and him saying he came off at half-time because he wanted to be back for Spurs, which is great to hear for us. And obviously, Heung-min Son, playing for South Korea, played 90 minutes of their second game, but looked like he was in pain some of the time. So hopefully we aren't too, we aren't worried about players getting injured, but you'd like to think the club monitor them very well. Like, if there was a real threat of them getting injured, I'm sure Ange wouldn't play them. Yeah. The only sort of player that there's been a bit of a maybe of if they'll return is Brennan Johnson, which is a shame because you'd like to think if Sonny's not 100%, he could have stepped up. Yeah. But it's not worth risking a long-term injury.
Give Felice a chance.
Yeah, never know, Felice obviously won't have gone away on international, so he'll have been training with the squad, so Ange will have had a good look at him. So, that's a good option, to be fair. Yeah. But As always, we'll be at the game tomorrow, providing you with a Matchday vlog. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, come on you Spurs!